Hello there, everybody. Welcome back to another Lost Ark video. It's Friday, which unsurprisingly means it's Arkonomics Day. For all of you old heads who keep watching this shit, I don't know why, but I appreciate each and every single one of y'all. Because it's fun, even if nothing really changes outside of, like, specific content cycles. But hey, we all know that's kind of what it is, and, I mean, it is what it is, you know what I'm saying? Anyways, NA West, as always, blue crystal prices we started off. Looks like the slow buy is going to be about 6,300 per blue crystal per choice, per point. And insta buy is going to be about 7,100, which low-key kind of spency, man. I mean, I don't know. The way blue crystal prices function typically is it's a combination of a couple factors. One, how many people are selling royal crystals for gold, because if there's no reason for people to be selling royal crystals, then obviously less supply, it makes the price go up. There's always the factor of how much gold itself is worth currently. So gold's value, there was a couple things I used to do back when I was very heavy into this, and I kept track of, sort of how much buying power gold had. And I would keep track of things, specifically two things. I would keep track of the price of gems, and I would keep track of, blue crystal exchange gold prices. These two factors combined usually gives you a pretty good idea of, like, the buying power of gold and, like, relative inflation. And then obviously trade skill materials is always a good indicator to see how many bots are functioning. And typically if there are more bots, typically that means gold is probably going to be more inflationary rather than deflationary. And as always, do not Google Sonic inflation, as you will regret your life choices. And the reason why I say it might just be nobody selling royal crystals, because nothing has really come out that needs blue crystals that people would really want to buy. Like, yeah, you have the poses, you do have the bonus room, right? These are things that do exist, but they've been here for a couple weeks at this point, and blue crystals haven't really changed, so I don't know. Let me know what you guys think. Maybe I'm missing something, but it just feels like there's no reason for people to really be selling royal crystals. So obviously, if there's no reason to sell royal crystals, the price will just be higher naturally. And I'm not really sure how inflationary, like, the game is in general right now. It's hard for me to tell, mostly because I think it seems like, maybe this is just me being crazy, but I feel like nothing has really changed whatsoever. Like, from today going back until, like, the beginning of, like, March, I feel like the only things that have significantly changed in price are these things, Leapstones. And that's the thing that I was going to be talking about this week primarily. Aside from the blue crystal thing, because the blue crystal thing was interesting to me, but Leapstones have significantly tanked. And again, this doesn't surprise me, and we see this sort of cyclical up and down thing pretty much every single time that content cycles happen, or express events happen, or new classes happen. And it's just, it's nice to reaffirm to myself that I don't make investments in this game, and I don't think I ever have. The only quote-unquote investment I think I've ever made is early on when the whole meme was buy fish, and I just bought a ton of fish, but I didn't buy it to hoard it. I bought it to craft fusion mats with it. And that's always what my argument was. Just buy fish, because at worst, the price of fusion mats can't drop below what the fish were worth at the time, because the fish were basically worth as little as they could be. So the only options were either you arbitraged them into fusion mats and made your money back, well, you'd make a little bit of profit actually, or fish went way the fuck up and you made way the fuck more money on either selling the raw fish back or selling the newly more expensive fusion mats. I don't know. If anybody remembers the fish days, those were good times. I mean, it was all perpetuated by bots. Don't get me twisted on that. And I'm not saying that bots were necessarily good, but bots can be something you can very easily take advantage of. I still don't think bots are good overall, but I do think if they're gonna be in the game, why the fuck not take advantage of them? You know what I'm saying. But that being said, Leapstone's very, very, very cheap. Again, I think this falls into the umbrella of there's just really nothing going on. The next content cycle isn't going to be until June, if I'm not mistaken, and that's going to be the Act 3 Kazaros raid, and the item level requirement is only going to be, what, 1700? I don't remember. It's either 1700 or 1710. I think it's 1700. And honestly, if you've been playing the game this whole time, obviously, if you've been playing this game the whole time, that the content cycles have been out, like basically since Tier 4 launched to now, if you've been playing that whole time, I cannot imagine it being very hard to hit 1700. I haven't played literally whatsoever. I just raid log, basically. I do Brill, I do Aegir. Sometimes I do Echidna if I'm feeling real fucking spicy. And somehow I made it to 1690. I did get very lucky on my honing up there, especially considering I had to buy all the shards and whatever, and it was very expensive, and I don't have very much gold income because I don't play the game. But my point is, I think it's... And this is actually a good thing. I think it's very, very likely that the price increase from the Act 3 stuff coming closer and closer to release doesn't spike like Leapstones and Stones and Fusion Mats as much as we've historically seen. I do still think, no matter what, if a content cycle drops, an Express Pass drops, like anything comes out, these honing materials will always go up in price somewhat. But I just wonder if that spike upward is going to be significantly lowered because of how accessible the item level requirements have become, specifically if you are somebody who, you know, continuously and reliably plays the game on a frequent basis, if that makes sense. And I do think that's a good thing. Do not get it twisted, brother. I'm not saying that is a bad thing. I think that is fucking awesome. I do not think if you play the game on a consistent basis, you should ever have to do anything extreme in order to hit item level breakpoints for the next piece of content that is releasing between the last content and the new content, you know what I mean? If you've been playing consistently that whole time, I don't think there's any reason why you shouldn't be able to do the new content on release, right? Am I crazy for thinking that? And sometimes that was just not the case back in the earlier days of just how fast things were coming out and also how expensive things were because of how fast things were coming out. But I don't know. That we're talking. I'm yapping. And then of course there was also the advanced honing stuff that happened a little while ago. The advanced honing stuff, I mean, some people say it spiked the fusion mats. I do think it probably did have some effect on the price, but it's probably not that noticeable. And I mean, prices went right back down. Trade skills are about what you'd expect. I mean, like I said, nothing has really happened in like a crazy sense. As far as relics go, relic engravings specifically, I feel like I could open up last week's video and I could see this exact same price breakdown. I'm pretty sure Adrenaline, the lowest price, was 344k last week too, which is kind of crazy. So to say nothing has changed is I would say it's an understatement. But I don't know. I don't really know how I feel about engraving prices. I think they're crazy, but I don't know. I don't know. I don't know my opinion. And you know what? Something they don't tell you, it is okay to not know how you feel about something or not have an opinion on something. You don't have to have an opinion on everything. That's the crazy thing, and they don't tell you that one. I'll tell you that one for free. 840k on the Sidereal Energy. Looks like there hasn't been very much movement on these bad boys. There was one bought at 785, one bought at 804, 843. So, I don't know. Maybe somebody was looking for a little sidereal upgrade. But that's long past now. And then, the only thing that has really made any meaningful price movement is level 10 gems. And that is mostly because of the Korean changes, where the gem system in general is being changed. I wonder, can we go back and see the old prices? No, I don't think we can. Well, I think these are the old prices. 1.8 mil. Where's a damaged gem? No, this was after the changes. Yeah. Doesn't go back far enough, unfortunately. But, like I said, the gems are like the only thing that's really made like a massive price shift. 1.65 mil on the cooldown gem, and there should still be a slight premium. Yeah, 2.1 mil. Damn, the premium actually went up. I think last week it was about a 300k premium. Now it's about, what, a 400k premium? 500k premium? I mean, it makes sense, because we're probably a good couple months out from getting that change, if we get the change at all in the way that they get it. I mean, it's possible we don't, though I would just expect a copy and paste, truthfully speaking. I don't know. As always, let me know what you guys think. Like the video if you like it, subscribe, and all that good stuff. I'll see you guys all in the next one. Thank you to my members, of course. Remix My Life. I'm Nufu. It's Biscuits, Inder, and Diz. I love all of you guys very, very much, and I love all of you guys, my viewers, very, very much too. I will see you guys all in the next one. As always, bye!